Hello everyone! It's October, so our theme for the month has to be something related to Halloween, and that is potions. I also somewhat based the color of the theme to these paper stars. They're such Halloween colors. Before getting into the gist of things, we reached 500 subscribers! Woo! Our community is growing, which I'm excited about, but also I'm glad I'm speaking behind a camera rather than in front of 500 people at once. As a little celebration, I'm going to be picking my November's theme from a top comment, so make sure to comment or like a comment with the theme that you want to see for my November plan with me. I'm going to be choosing a theme on Friday, October 8th at 12 p.m. Pacific time, which is in about 2 weeks from now, so be sure to comment. And if no one suggests anything, I'll get to choose a theme. So I used a lot of the smudge tool in Procreate for this theme. I use the smudge tool in almost every theme, but this in particular. I wanted the potion to have like a foggy and liquid effect rather than being blocky. For the glass bottle, I used a very light opaque blue, and I only colored on the part where the liquid isn't, so that the color of the potion itself is very saturated. I have 2 different shaped bottles and decorated them differently, one of them with crystals and the other one with a tag for spooky season. Ooh! Yeah, so this bottle is less curvy, and you'll see later that I changed this to green so that there's a balance between the bottles. I used a different type of sparkles this theme. It's like 4 lines rather than diamond shaped. You can see a 3rd bottle there that I drew, but it didn't make the final cut for this page, so you'll see it later. Instead of a normal fog sponge, I thought it'd be cute to do cloud-shaped ones instead. I changed the color of the crystals because turns out there's more green than purple, and here's the green I was talking about. I added the theme to the front page, and guys, I hope you all are excited to see a flip through at the end of the year because I can't wait to talk about the progress and struggles with this being my first digital journal. I honestly don't know my font style for this month, but I use a brush pen for it. The monthly grid takes up most of the page, and it was a little awkward finding space to add potion bottles, so I decided to have one mini one up at the top. It's a different shape from the first 2 bottles, but I took the tag idea from one of the bottle. This time it's behind the bottle rather than in front. I used the same opaque light blue for the glass and the same shade of browns for the cork and the card. One thing I think is weirdly satisfying is the gap between the potions and the bottles. It's definitely an art style for sure, and I don't know why I like it so much. The 1-line shine also makes the bottle look a little more dimensional, and this applies to anything that's reflective. Here's another slightly time-consuming part of creating this fog-type decoration. You never know when to stop, so you just keep going. The upside is it's pretty relaxing, and the end product is satisfying to look at. In this case, I make sure to smudge more of the color at the outer edge, so it goes from darker by the lines to lighter at the edge of the page. I also added sparkles to this and changed the lines at the top and bottom to be white so that it's easier to see. I added all of the elements into the page, and there you have it. We're drawing more bottles because we're back to doing a mood tracker for the month. If you watched my September plan with me, instead of a mood tracker, I did a routine page and a productivity tracker instead, but it didn't work out for me at all. I think it's still a great way to have a little structure and track something completely different as a change and I'm all about experimenting with setups that will potentially fulfill my needs for the month, so I'm not ruling it out. It might come back in a different format in the future. The bottles really vary in shapes, and I'm reusing a bottle from the monthly page as well. I get these bottle inspiration from Pinterest, and side note, I do have a Pinterest where I also post the spreads just in case you don't use Instagram as much. I skipped a little there because I filled the bottles in the same ways, except because this is a mood page, they're empty for now. I rearranged all of the bottles in Goodnotes to have one for each day and made sure none of them are next to each other. Intentional randomization? Like making it look like it's random is not, because if it's random, some of them would be next to each other. I digress. I have 3 moods. Wicked, which is good, sour for so-so, and sweet for bad, because it's villains vibes only for this month. Here's how I use the highlight tool to fill in the mood, not lifting my stylus until I fill in the area completely, and doing 2 layers for a more saturated color. For the habit page, I created a purple and green mix potion. The sparkles were filled in previously, and it looks so satisfying in this time lapse when I was filling in the colors. I created more foggy clouds to be the frame of each habit. They're smaller this time, so it takes less time to smudge the edges out. I made 2 different shapes as well for variation. The habit page itself is pretty simplistic, each circle representing each day for the habit. I then decided to have green clouds as well to alternate colors, and wrote my habits in black for green and white for purple so that they're easier to read. Excuse my ugly draft writing right there. One new habit is creativity, and it has an open interpretation for what creativity is. I also have exercise, yoga, fruits, vegetables, and I'm keeping the productivity tracker. Another new one is a no spending habit, and we'll see how that goes. I also added the fog from the monthly page to the top of the page. We got to reuse our resources. Wink wink. I added more clouds to the lower right to tie the bottles together and frame the page more. Then I added more sparkles because, not going to lie, I forgot to do it in Procreate, but we could do it in Goodnotes. It's all good, and we're done. I chose to do notes instead of a brain dump page because it's more structured for writing down lists, which is the format I use the most even for ideas. Here I'm reusing one of the glass bottles, but changed the color to black and green instead. I blended them together for a wicked potion. I also used the clouds and another bottle from the previous page to decorate. Then I rearranged the elements and drew some divider lines. Just take out these lines if you want a brain dump page instead. For the first week, I tried to create like a cool potion pattern with the green and purple potion bottles, but I'm not sure how to feel about it. I added this cloud as a background too, and then cropped it to fit into one of the square. I decided to have 10 days for this week, so each day is really sectioned off to make sure I have enough space. It worked out pretty well, leaving space for the mini calendar and this attempt at creating a pattern. Thanks everyone again who helped me reach 500 subscribers. If you're not subscribed yet, why not just click the button? Be sure to like and comment what theme I should do for November, and I'll see you!